Hello, and welcome to our virtual professional development session focusing on the fundamentals and grading in Google Classroom. This session will focus on how to post updates and assignments in Google Classroom, how to use the grading features in Google Classroom to provide feedback and grade student assignments, and lastly, we will take a look at how to use the archiving features in Google Classroom to maintain organization and management. Before we dive into some of the features and functions of Google Classroom, let's review the workflow. First, teachers add the content and assignments that students will need. Next, teachers post assignments in Classroom with all of the related materials that need to be included in the assignment. Finally, students receive the assignment in their Google Classroom. They can also turn their assignments in through Google Classroom. Once work has been turned in, teachers may assign grades or give feedback. Now let's take a look at some of the core features of Google Classroom. When accessing Google Classroom, be sure that you are using Chrome and that you are logged into your SDP account. Once you are logged into your district account, you can access Google Classroom through the Google App Switcher or waffle located at the top right-hand corner of the screen. All of your classes in Google Classroom are populated based on your rosters in SIS. The first time that you access Google Classroom for the year, you should see an accept or deny option for each class. Make sure to accept your classes. If there are other teachers assigned to the class, they will not see the class until the teacher of record accepts the class. The side panel here allows you to access your Google Classroom homepage, your calendar, the classes that you teach, which includes the classes that were populated for you from SIS, the classes you are enrolled in, archived classes, which are classes you previously taught, and settings. You have the option to join a class or create a class. Students will only have an option to join a class. To enter a classroom for a specific class, just click on the square for that class. Now let's take a look at the layout once you enter a specific class in Google Classroom. The menu button reveals the sidebar menu, just like we had on the home page. This is an easy way to navigate to your other classes. The Stream tab is the landing page for each of your classes. The Classwork tab is where you manage assignments. The People tab is where you will manage your students. The Grades tab is where you can view and manage student grades. Your settings allow you to set some options for your classes. We will take a look at this in just a few slides. The class code is located on the banner of your Google Classroom. This is what students can use to join classes in Google Classroom. However, your students will not need the class code since classes have already been created and populated. Select Theme and Upload Photo allows you to personalize the banner in your classroom. We're now going to take a look at the People tab. Located at the top of the page, the People tab will display a list of all teachers and students attached to a particular class. You can invite both teachers and students to join classes in Google Classroom. However, in SIS-populated classrooms, you don't want to add students or teachers because the nightly sync will remove anyone that you have manually added. Every night, Google Classroom and the SIS sync to add newly enrolled and rostered students to your classes. If you select a student's name, you have the ability to email the student, remove the student. However, remember that this will also get overridden with the nightly SIS sync in a SIS-created classroom. You can also mute a student. Muting refers to a student's ability to leave comments. Students should only be muted if absolutely necessary. Muting students should be the exception and not the rule. In the People tab, there is also an option to connect a guardian to a student by adding the guardian's email. This allows guardians to receive email notifications about missing and upcoming work, as well as class activity for their student. This is not necessary, but can be helpful to utilize. Now we'll take a look at the class settings, which allow you to set preferences for your classes. In the settings, you will see the class code again. It also gives options for teachers to place restrictions on comments and posts by students in the stream. Students should be allowed to post and comment. Please do not turn this feature off. Google Classroom is meant to foster a collaborative space for students and teachers to work together when they're not together. Now let's move to the Stream tab. The Stream is the landing page for each of your classes. This is where you can post announcements and allow for student discussion. However, you should not post assignments on the Stream, as they will be difficult to organize, review, and provide feedback to. You should always post assignments on the Classwork tab, which we'll talk about soon. Think of the Stream like your newsfeed on Facebook. To post something in the Stream, click in the box that says Share Something with your class. You can type a message for your class in the text box. You may want to post class shoutouts, morning messages, or a question to facilitate discussion. This is a chance to build a virtual classroom community. Once you've typed your message and added any relevant attachments, hit Post to post the message in the Stream. When posting a message, you have the option to post, schedule a post, or save draft by pressing the downward-facing arrow next to the Post button. Although I've already said it, I want to remind you once more that you should not post assignments on the Stream, as they will be difficult to organize, review, and provide feedback to. You should always post assignments on the Classwork tab. When you're in the Stream tab, any upcoming assignments and their due dates will appear on the left-hand side. The Classwork tab is where you'll organize and create assignments for students in Classroom. It is important to post assignments in the Classwork tab for ease of organizing, reviewing, and providing feedback. We're going to take a look at how to create an assignment, but before we do, we're going to look at how to create topics for organizing assignments. Topics allow you to organize assignments in your Classwork tab. They act as headings or categories for assignments. Depending on how you wish to organize your assignments, you may want to create topics by week or date, content area, or assignment type. You also have the ability to easily change the order of the way the classwork appears on the Stream by moving assignments within topics up and down. To create your topics, click Create and select Topic. From there, you will see a small window pop up that says Add Topic. Type in what you want to call the topic. When creating topics, think about how you like to organize assignments. Again, some ideas could be to create topics by unit, week, or assignment type. When you create assignments, you will have the option to select the topic you'd like it to fall under, and it will automatically show up under that topic heading. This is then visible to you and your students once posted. Once the topics you want are created, you will see them in a menu on the left that you can click for easy access to assignments under each topic. This especially comes in handy when you have posted a lot of assignments in multiple topics for students. Now that we've created topics, let's take a look at how to create an assignment. To create an assignment, click on Create and then click Assignment. Right now, we're only going to focus on how to create an assignment, even though you have other options when you click on Create. Once you click an assignment, you will see fields for the title, instructions, and adding or creating content. While instructions are listed as optional, best practice is to always provide clear and explicit instructions to students for any assignment, activity, or task, just as you would in face-to-face instruction. When you click Add, you will get options for adding content, docs, or resources to this assignment. These options are Add from Google Drive, Add a link, add a file from your computer or desktop, or add a YouTube video. The needs of the assignment will determine what materials you add. In many cases, you will add docs or slides from your Google Drive. When adding files from Google Drive, you will get several options for how to search for materials. You will be able to search your recent files, which are files that you have opened or added to your drive recently. You can also search your drive, share drives, or starred items, as well as upload files to your drive. Once you've added docs or slides from your drive, you will have the option to select Access for students. Students can either view or edit the doc, or there is an option to make a copy for each student. It is highly recommended for anything students need to turn in for individual feedback that you choose the option to make a copy for each student. When you click to add a link, you have the option to copy and paste or type the URL for a link that you would want your students to access in order to complete the assignment. Once you add the URL, you'll hit Add Link. The link will appear as a clickable thumbnail at the bottom of the assignment. Adding a file allows you to select a file saved locally on your computer. Once the dialog box opens, choose Select Files from your device. This will allow you to navigate your device to find the files you wish to attach. You can also add files from YouTube to an assignment. You can either search for a video using keywords, or you can type or paste the URL for a specific YouTube video. Regardless of which method you choose, press Add once you've selected the video you wish to add to your assignment. The video will appear as a clickable thumbnail at the bottom of the assignment. Once a title, instructions, and your materials have been added to an assignment, you will want to look on the right-hand side of the screen and complete the process for posting. Here you will see that you can select the class or classes you want to receive the assignment. This is especially helpful if you teach multiple sections of the same class. To the right of that, you will see you can also select the students you wish to receive the assignment. You can assign to individuals, groups of students, or the entire class. This is really helpful in supporting differentiation of activities. Under the Points Selection field, you can select the points for the assignment. This field is here because Google Classroom helps you grade assignments and defaults to 100 points. You can also make assignments ungraded. Just under Points, you will see the field to select a due date. After the due date has passed, students will still be able to complete assignments. However, any assignments that they submit after the due date has passed will be marked late. You can also post assignments without a due date. Once all necessary fields are filled in, you can press the Assign button to immediately post the assignment for your students. You can also click on the downward-facing arrow next to the Assign button, where you'll have the option to assign, schedule, or save draft. Assign means that the assignment will be posted immediately. You can liken it to sending an email. If you select Assign, students will get a notification about the assignment immediately and will be able to complete it. Schedule means that you want to schedule to post the assignment at a future date and time. Choosing Schedule will allow you to select a later date and time that students will be notified and have access to complete the assignment. This is similar to the concept of delay sending an email. Save Draft means just that. This option allows you to save the assignment because you aren't ready to post and want to come back and make changes or additions later. If you select Schedule, a pop-up window will appear allowing you to select the date and time for students to be notified and have access to the assignment. This is helpful if you'd like to schedule a unit or week's worth of assignments at one time. You can always edit the assignment prior to the scheduled date and time that it will post. If you save an assignment as a draft or have it scheduled to post at a later date and time, it will appear at the top of your classwork tab, but will not be visible to students yet. These are only visible to you and any other teachers in the classroom. Again, students cannot see drafts or scheduled assignments. If you hover over the assignment, 3 dots appear. If you click on those dots, you will get the option to edit or delete the assignment. This is also true for scheduled assignments. If you choose to edit a draft or scheduled assignment, once you click Edit, you'll be taken back into the assignment to edit or revise any of the fields, including changing the scheduled date and time. Once edits are made, you will assign or schedule the assignment as you would do with a new assignment. It is in the Classwork tab that you create and monitor assignments. It is through this tab that you can also select an assignment to give feedback and grade by clicking View Assignment. Once an assignment is due, you can check to see who has turned in the assignment, who it was assigned to but has not yet turned in, and how many have been returned back to students from the teacher. You can click on any of those 3 options or click View Assignment to see individual student submissions. When you open the assignment, you can see and do quite a few things. On the left, you can see a list of students, their turn-in status, and a brief snapshot of any private comments the students may have left when they submitted their work. You can reply to those comments from this screen without opening the individual submission by clicking on the comment. You can also click into an individual submission from this area to go into their submitted assignment. On the right at the top, you can see a snapshot of the class with who turned the assignment in, how many students were assigned the work but have not yet turned it in, and how many assignments you have already returned back to students. Below that, you can see individual students and their submissions, which allows you to open any attachments that were turned in. This view also allows for you to see anyone who submitted late or not at all. When you click on a student's assignment that they attached, it will open in a new window, making for ease of going back into Classroom by just clicking that tab. This allows you to open multiple students' work at the same time on different tabs. Once in the assignment, you will see the student's submission on the left and an area for private comments on the right. Here you can post comments back and forth with the student. They will not appear as comments in the doc, however. On the right, you will also see a field to enter the points for grading. If you hit the caret in the lower right, you can expand the view of student work and hide private comments. Once you finish reviewing, grading, and providing feedback, you can return the assignment to the student. Click Return and select to return one or multiple assignments. Returning one is to return just that student's work who you just reviewed. Returning multiple allows you to return the entire class's assignments at once. This is what it looks like when you select to return multiple submissions. Whether you choose to return one or multiple submissions, you will be asked to confirm that you want to return the work. Students will be able to see any feedback or comments you have left and the points they earned. Once you click Return, you can close the tab to the assignment and click back into the tab with your classroom. This is the class view of the assignment once it has been graded. Grades and private comments are visible in the list on the left. When you go back to the class landing page, if you click on the Grades tab at the top, you will see a class roster with all assignments and grades earned. Please note that the grades in the Grades tab does not sync with our SIS. Student grades for each assignment will need to be manually entered. The to-do list is helpful for finding all assignments in all classes quickly for easy access, feedback, and grading. You can find the to-do list in the menu with the 3 lines at the top left-hand corner of the page. In the to-do list, you will see all assignments listed by due date or work in progress with the number assigned and turned in. When you click the 3 dots, you can mark it as reviewed and it will appear grayed out on the list and move to the Review tab at the top of the page. Before we wrap up, let's take a look at how to archive classes and how to control your notifications. In Classroom, you will have the opportunity to archive any classes you are not actively using. This will remove the class from your main page. To archive a class, click the 3 dots in the upper right corner of the class square. Then select Archive and confirm it on the pop-up that appears. To view your archived classes, click the 3 lines in the upper left corner of your Classroom Overview page. Then scroll all the way to the bottom to select Archived Classes. From here, you can move, copy, restore, or delete a class that you have archived. Lastly, let's take a look at your notifications or email settings. To set your notifications, click on the 3 lines on the top left and scroll all the way to the bottom to select Settings. Here you can set email notifications as it pertains to receiving emails. You can determine what you want and what you do not want to receive email notifications about. You can also control your email notifications for classes you are enrolled in as a student or classes you teach, even if you are not the primary teacher. These settings are helpful in controlling the amount of emails you get daily. That wraps up our virtual PD on the fundamentals and grading in Google Classroom. Thank you for joining us.